Hello and welcome to another episode of my Productivity Mastery series. My name is Pullein and today I want to talk about the kinder, gentler part of time management and productivity. Now, the problem I see with time management and productivity is that we tend to think of it in terms of our profession, our work, what we have to do at work for our boss, for the company, and so on. But that's not really what better time management and productivity is really all about. Time management and productivity is about being able to categorize the different activities you need to do each day so that you have plenty of time for the things that bring you joy in life. Now, just to give you an example, many years ago, before I came to Korea, every Friday night was what I described as rugby night. Either if my rugby team were playing at home, we'd go to the game. If they were not playing at home, we'd go to the local pub and we'd watch whatever game was on TV that night with my friends. It was one of my favorite times of the week. I'm a huge rugby fan. Equally, on a Saturday night, this is going back many years, I used to make sure that Saturday night was time spent with my friends and we'd probably gather together in the local pub and then we'd head out into the town and we'd go to a club, particularly Top Banana Night at Town and Country Club, which was the 80s night. Wow, what a decade. So I always protected, and just became a natural instinct for me to protect certain times of the week for the things that brought me joy. And this is something that we need to do. This is why getting better at time management and productivity is so important. Now, before we go any further, before we go into the details of how you can make sure that the important things in your life are set up correctly, I have a brief message from this week's sponsor. This video is sponsored by Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community where millions come together to take the next step in their creative journey. With thousands of inspiring classes for creative and curious people on topics including illustration, design, photography, productivity, freelancing, and more. Skillshare has classes to fit your schedule and skill level, and members get unlimited access to thousands of inspiring classes with hands-on projects and feedback from a community of millions. For example, this course on Essentialism by Greg McKeown is fantastic. It has helped me to identify what is important to me so I can focus my time and energy on the essential things in my life. If you're looking for the perfect place to ignite your creativity and learning, then give Skillshare a try. The first 1,000 people to use the link or my code, Pullein, will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare so you can start exploring your creativity today. Thank you, Skillshare, for sponsoring this video. And don't forget, Skillshare is a great way to develop your own personal improvement area, something that I advocate for everybody who wants to become more fulfilled and better basically at managing their life and time. So let's get back to what we need to do to bring in a bit more kinder, gentler time management and productivity. Now, a big mistake many people make when they decide I need to sort myself out in terms of time management and productivity is they start with their work. They worry about their email, they worry about their work projects and all the tasks that they're being given by their company. But you're going to look at it a little bit different. You're going to kind of step back a little bit and look at your day as a whole. Look at the whole 24 hours. So work generally takes up 8 hours of our day, Monday to Friday. So that's basically, let's say, 40 hours a week. Now, I know many of you are probably working 35, but let's just say for argument's sake, it's 40 hours a week. Well, given that a week is 168 hours, that's not actually a huge amount of time that we're spending doing work. It's just basically a third of our week. Probably less. I think I remember doing the calculation. It's about 24% of the week. So what we want to be doing is starting with what we want to do with our lives. So for example, how much time do you want to do exercise each week? Now, exercise is an important part of remaining fit and healthy so that you have a longer, healthier life. And that doesn't necessarily mean you have to go to the gym or go out running. That could just mean, okay, every day I spend an hour walking with my dog or just going out for a walk. That is exercise. How much time do you want to spend with your family and your friends? Now, this could be that you say, right, every evening I'm going to be available for my kids, or every evening I'm going to spend an hour or two with my wife. Now, it doesn't mean you have to spend the whole evening with your partner, or you have to spend the whole evening with your kids, unless that is something you want to do. You don't want to be forcing this. What you want to be doing is just being available for the people that really matter to you in your life. Equally, what about those hobbies that you've always wanted to start doing? Now, hobbies seems to be a word that we haven't used since the 1990s, and yet hobbies are still an important part of our lives because it helps us to de-stress. It helps us to take away all those thoughts of work and all the other things that are going on in our life that might be negative. So what we want to be doing is looking at our whole life as a whole. So you can look at a calendar, and I always recommend people open up a calendar, just create a new calendar, whether you're using Google Calendar or Outlook Calendar or Apple Calendar. Just create a new calendar, turn off all your other calendars, and plan out your perfect week. Now, I've done a video on this before, and I'll link that to the show notes below so you can see that. But open up the calendar and just schedule out a whole week with the activities that you would like to have time for. What usually happens is people's eyes open up really wide because you realize, whoa, if I apply myself on this, I'm going to be able to do this quite easily and still have plenty of flexibility in my calendar. And it's true, I schedule pretty much everything that's important to me, including walking my dog. Taking my dog for a walk in the evening is one of the favorite parts of my day because often I go with my wife and we have like an hour with family, my little dog, my wife and I, and we go to the beach or we go to the park and we take the dog for a walk. I love that time. It's one of my favorite times of the day. So one of the things that would bring a smile to your face, watching my little boy Louis running around in the park, it brings a smile to my face. What brings a smile to your face? This is what you want to be asking and scheduling time for it in your calendar. Now, that's the most powerful tool you have in your productivity time management toolbox. It's your calendar. It's not your task manager or your notes or your email. It's your calendar, because that tells you that you have time to do the things that you want to do. Now, when it comes to your work, and I should touch this, what is your core work? Now, again, I've covered this numerous times in my videos. I've also got it in my time sector system course, where you can actually list out the things that you are really employed to do so you can make sure that that time is scheduled on your calendar. Now, if you've got blank space on your calendar, for most of you, your boss and your colleagues are going to see that blank space and say, oh, he or she's available to do a meeting. But maybe you're not. Maybe you need that time to do this work that's really important. It's what you're employed to do. So block it off. Use your calendar and say, right, this is the time that I spend prospecting for new clients every day, maybe 9 till 10 a.m. That's the time that you spend developing new prospects, new relationships for your business. It also could be the time that you spend catching up on your administration. You get to choose how you manage your day, and you're going to use your calendar for that because it's such a powerful way. So what I really want to stress in this video is, getting better at time management and productivity isn't just the realm of your work. It's your whole life. The better you are at managing your time and your productivity, the more time you will have for doing the things that bring you joy and happiness. And once we're happy and joyful, we don't feel that stress, we don't feel that overwhelm, because we know we have time to get everything done. So hopefully that's been useful for you. Please, if you want to learn more, I also spend every week, I put out a newsletter with a little essay that gives you little tips like this that will really help you to get a grip of your time so that you are in charge of what you do every day. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you also to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. And it just remains for me now to wish you all a very, very productive week. Hello, thank you very much for watching my videos. Now I have something exciting to tell you about. Recently I have developed a brand new time management system. It's a system designed to manage your time in the 21st century. The world has changed a lot over the last 20 years. In fact, it's actually changed a lot this year. And what we need now is a system, a time management system that is very easy to use, easy to maintain, so that you can spend more of your time doing the work. And that's what the time sector system is all about. It's going to change your whole belief system about the way a time management system should work, because this focuses on when you are going to do the task. And let's be honest, it doesn't matter how motivated, inspired, or how urgent something is. If you don't have time to do it, it is never going to get done. And that's what this system is built around, getting your work done, so you can spend more of your time doing the things that you want to do. I hope you join me in this course. The full details of the course are in the show notes below, so please join me, and thank you very much for watching this brief video.